Welcome to TBTVSport and to the county ground where Hamworthy Utd are facing Fareham Town in the Wessex League Premier Division. If you're local to the Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole area, give Steve at All Clean Waste Management a shout for all your domestic and commercial waste removal needs. Whereas if you're in need of financial advice, Bruce Scammell is your man at Scammell Associates. Get in touch. Let's get straight into today's action with Hamworthy Utd sitting top of the table, Fareham mid-table. Current form, as you'd expect, Hamworthy Utd streets ahead of everybody else. Fareham Town again around the middle. My second to last game of the season is a bank holiday derby at Wimborne Town against Poole Town from New Cuthbury in the Southern League Premier South. You don't need me to tell you that Hamworthy Utd have had a fantastic season. Champions of the Wessex League Premier Division, semi-finalists in the FA Vase and finalists in the Dorset Senior Cup. This success hasn't failed to catch the eye of local companies who are keen to sponsor the club, just like Paul Moto here. Anyway, on to today's squads. As the Wessex League campaign draws to a close, I'll put in one final plea for you to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you love it, and have a dabble in the comments if you think there's something that needs to be said. I read each and every one and even reply to some of them. How fancy. Today's officials for you are referee Darren Cooley, ably assisted by Sean Ridley and Andrew Brown. As you'll hear through the duration of these highlights, the Creeksiders brought some fans with them who were making some noise. As Baffin's Milton Rovers did on Tuesday night, the Creeksiders formed a guard of honour. It's a nice touch. So for one last time in the Wessex League for this season, these highlights are brought to you by TBTV. We were 8 minutes in before we got the first opportunity of the match. And it was clear that Fareham hadn't come here for a day out in the sun. They were pushing Hamworthy hard, in a bid to become just the second team to topple them in the league. From the resulting corner, Kieran Clark had 2 bites of the cherry. As you can see, we're coming up to the quarter of an hour mark, and unusually the Hammers are still yet to threaten the Fareham goal. But that was about to change, courtesy of Steve Devlin. That smart save from Henry Woodcock led to a corner. As he has been on countless occasions this season, Lee Francis is on the spot to fire home and puts the Hammers 1-0 up after 16 minutes.
Great delivery, Dad.
After a mourning period of about 5 minutes or so, the visitors licked their wounds and came back firing. The potential for the game to tip on a knife edge occurred in the 22nd minute. From what I can see, Buckler is adjudged to have pushed Benfield as he was taking his shot. Referee Cooley adjudges this worthy of a penalty and a red card. So we all know Shane Murphy's good at penalties, right? I mean, I'm just kind of speechless after that. Just a couple of minutes later and Fareham think they've equalised, but the referee seems to have penalised this jump by Charlie Cooper. Suffice to say, the referee is no longer popular in the eyes of the Fareham Town supporters. To be fair to the Creeksiders, they've been pushing the Hammers even before they'd gone down to 10 men. So from now on, you'll be forgiven to think it would be all one-way traffic. And to be fair, it was. The Hammers had the occasional foray into the Fareham half like this. But long-distance efforts like that weren't going to trouble Woodcock. Despite the visitors' dominance on the pitch, the Hammers were still 1-0 up, and Fareham was still struggling to create a chance that was as clear-cut as the penalty they'd had saved. With no further chances to talk about, half-time came along and Hamworthy were leading 1-0. Maybe it was the last game of the season feeling, maybe it was because one of the teams was down to 10 men, but we had to wait over 10 minutes for the first chance of the second half. The Fareham captain Ashley Tattersall had been putting one hell of a shift in. I couldn't help but notice because he was right beneath me, and he let this one fly on 71 minutes. Just 2 minutes later, the Hammers do what champions do. Cam Munn brought down in the box by Kieran Clark. It's a yellow card and a penalty. Steve Devlin isn't put off by Woodcock's jumping around and dispatches the spot kick into the right corner. It'd be easy to think that that'd be it. Champions are 2-0 up at home in the last game. The sun's shining and there's 25% off at the bar. Let's just get it over and done with. Nah, the Creeksiders had other ideas. A smartly dispatched effort from the edge of the area brings the visitors into it. It's 2-1, 15 minutes to go. For the remainder of the game, it was basically a barrage of attacks on Shane Murphy's goal. It looks like the Hammers were hanging on, but the goals against column in the league table tells you that this is just what they do, game after game after game. We're very deep into injury time now, and Woodcock's up for the corner. We were so deep into injury time there was no time left, and the full-time whistle blows on Hamworthy United's victorious Wessex League campaign, and they finished with a 2-1 home win. For next season, I'll be looking for some more support for the channel. If you're interested, here's some of the stats from this season. 75 matches, over 17,000 hours of watch time, 2 million impressions on social media, and 20,000 plus unique viewers. I don't think that's too shabby. And for one final time, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you love the channel, subscribe. And if you've got something to say it in the comments. As my mate Bruce cuddles the cup and hands it to my mate Ben, all that's left for me to say is next up is Wimborne Town against Poole Town in the Southern League Premier South, and that'll be up later in the week.